Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and today I wanted to share with you guys 6 major lessons I've learned since becoming a mom and since having a child. So 2.5 years ago I became a mom, and the point of this video is to reflect on that journey that I've gone on and share the little bits of wisdom that I've learned in these 2.5 years in hopes of connecting with other moms and uplifting soon-to-be moms. So if you guys want to share the lessons you've learned down below in the comments, that would be great. So lesson number 1, that is to give yourself grace. I know that I have that voice constantly peek into my head that is trying to bring me down, that is constantly judging or saying that I could have done better. And grace is exactly the opposite. Grace gives us the space to accept what we did, acknowledge what we did, take a deep breath, and do better. So that is something that has been major. I was a perfectionist before. It's something I still fight to this day, and giving myself grace was something that took quite a while for me to learn, that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to feel overwhelmed, it's okay to kind of not know what you're doing sometimes. So that is my first lesson, is to give yourself grace, take a deep breath, and just do better next time. So the second major lesson I've learned since becoming a mom is that motherhood means constant growth and constant change. I recently read a post on Pinterest, and it's actually a quote, and it said, "The moment a child is born, the mother is also born. She never existed before. The woman existed, but the mother never. A mother is something absolutely new." I found that quote to be so fitting to share with you guys in this video, because I know that as moms, we're transforming, evolving, changing every single day into new levels of motherhood. Some of you, if not all, can relate to when I say that as moms, we're constantly being pushed to our absolute limits. We can feel overwhelming joy, love, and purpose at the same time that we're feeling our patience being tested, overwhelmed, or even reaching our breaking point. It's in these moments that really cause us to open our eyes and to think of what beliefs, priorities, habits, and actions are really important to us, and what has to change in order to shape us into the person that we want to be. And this change isn't a bad thing. I know some of us really don't like change, but I think it's so essential to shaping us into the women and moms that we are in order to shape future generations. Lesson number 3, me time is valuable. Make time for yourself. I think this was something that was so important for me to learn, and I think it took me to my breaking point a couple of times before I learned it, and that is to prioritize time with myself, alone time, to do things that I enjoy in order to come in tune with how I feel. So as moms, I know our lives are more than hectic most of the time. We're constantly juggling multiple things at once: families, activities, household, meals, relationships. The list can go on and on. And it's no wonder that our personal time falls off the list of to-dos. But if we continue to look for time, we're never gonna find it. I think it's so important that we make time for ourselves. If we don't take that time to connect and be in tune with ourselves, then no matter how much we have, or even if we have it all, part of ourselves will always still be a little unhappy. So make sure to write it in your to-do list, to give yourself 15 minutes to read that book you've been wanting to read, or even lounge around, watch an episode of whatever you want, or sip on a hot cup of coffee for 5 minutes in order to not feel overwhelmed, not feel neglected, not feel unhappy. Lesson number 4, faith is my safe haven. So in the last year, I have come to realize how many fears and anxieties I have. I'm not sure if it's because of everything going on in the world in the last year, but I've come to terms that I do struggle with a lot of fears and a lot of anxieties. And for me, my faith has been a grounding point. It's what I seek for advice. It's what I seek for moments of uncertainty. It's what I run to in moments of fear and anxiety. So I know that with becoming a mom, I've come to realize there are fears that I have that I never knew existed, and to be able to seek the Bible and the Word, or constantly be in a relationship with the Lord, is something that brings me, my mind, and essentially is so grounding for me. It's my place of peace. Whenever I read the Bible or watch a message on YouTube, it makes me feel at peace again. And especially since becoming a mom, I have really tried working on my relationship with the Lord and establishing a better routine for prayer and just being involved more with reading. I use the app all the time, and I know that it has been literally something that has kept my heart still in moments of such uncertainty and such anxiety-ridden moments. So I know that I knew it was important. I always have been very involved, and I've always had a relationship with the Lord, but I had never really realized how important that is and essential it is to me being a mom and raising a child and running a family. So that has been something that I have really held on to tightly since becoming a mom, and especially in the last year. All right, wish me luck. I'm filming this with a 2.5-year-old. Okay. On to lesson number 5, and if you'll excuse me, I have my toddler here with me, and it's the first time I'm gonna film with her in the background. So on to lesson number 5. That is, being busy does not mean being productive. Accomplishments don't come from constantly running around and doing. Accomplishments come from reaching goals and getting things done, which is very different than just doing things. I still sometimes get the urge to get everything done in one day, or try to just cross off as much as I can in one day, like I used to before I had my daughter. But things change, so don't fall into the busy trap. Let's figure out how to spend less time getting more done. That way we do have enough time, and more time if possible, doing the really valuable and priceless things like making memories, spending quality time, and building relationships, and even building that life that you really truly want. Last and final lesson number 6. This is probably the most valuable thing I have come to realize, and that is that there is a season for everything. I know that in the beginning, when I first became a mom, I felt like the days were really long and the nights were just really rough. They were sleepless. I know that babies can be very fussy, and it can feel like it's never gonna end and the days just blur into one another. But now that I'm 2.5 years in, I realize how quickly that phase of being a newborn passed. And then when she was crawling, how quickly that phase passed. And then when she started walking, and my heart was always dropping every 2 seconds because I had to run after her and follow her and make sure she wasn't getting into things she wasn't supposed to, I felt like it was never ending. But looking at it now, it feels like it was in a blink of an eye that she moved on to the next milestone. So I know that in the hard moments and in the most challenging moments of being a mom, I've really tried to focus on that lesson and on that phrase that this is just a season of life. One day she's gonna be on her own, going off to college, getting married, and I'm gonna miss these days. I'm gonna wish she would still be home. I'm not gonna get emotional, but I've heard this from so many moms, and I've come to realize this, and I'm only 2.5 years into being a first-time mom, and I really can see how this time of raising kids is it's a fraction of the rest of our lives. So I know that this has really helped me through those tough moments to tell myself that this is just temporary, that I'm gonna miss this one day. I'm gonna wish that I was eating cold food and changing diapers and reheating my coffee every 5 minutes. But for the time being, I'm gonna try to enjoy it as much as I can. I'm gonna try to soak in every little ounce of hugs and kisses and just Gosh, it's hard to talk about this without getting choked up. But I really, really hope that if there's one thing you guys take from this, is that to enjoy every single second of being a mom. I feel like it's going by so quick. Sometimes I feel like I just brought her home from the hospital, and some days feel like they're never ending. But this is just a season in life. So keep that in mind during the really tough moments, and remember that one day we're gonna really, really, really miss this. Alright guys, so there you have it. Those are 6 major lessons I've personally learned through my journey in motherhood. I wanted to share these little tips with you guys. I really hope you guys will share the lessons that you have learned since becoming a mom, and I hope we can all connect. Whoever's watching this, I hope you can leave a little hi that you watched it in the comments below. I hope you guys stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to see future videos similar to this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.